What's up, y'all? In today's video, we're going to react to LA Lakers guard star Austin Reaves signing a 4-year, $185 million deal, as well as we're going to give our reaction to the winners and losers of the 2026 NBA draft that concluded yesterday. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the page. Let's go. According to Shams, Los Angeles Lakers star Austin Reaves intends to sign a 4-year, $185 million maximum contract to return to the franchise with a player option for the final season in 2029 through 2030. Reaves declined his $14.9 million player option to pave the way for this new max deal, which is the richest contract in NBA history for an undrafted player. That's crazy. But I think he could have signed a $241 million deal, but I believe he took kind of a discount. I believe. But does Austin Reaves deserve $185 million? Yes. Would I give Austin Reaves $185 million? Probably not. I would have traded him before the trade deadline last year, and I would have got players that I could have built around Luka, like two-way players. But at the end of the day, does Austin Reaves deserve $185 million, just like I said? Yes, because first of all, he came into the NBA as an undrafted rookie, and he worked his way up to being a 20-point plus player, a 20-point plus per game player in the NBA, which is outstanding, especially being an undrafted rookie. So let's look at how his stats progressed year by year. So in his first year, Austin Reaves averaged 7 points per game, 1.8 assists, and 3.2 rebounds. In his second year, he averaged 13 points per game, 3.4 assists, and 3.0 rebounds. In his third year, he averaged 15.9 points, 5.5 assists, and 4.3 rebounds. In his fourth year, he averaged 20.2 points per game, 5.8 assists, and 4.5 rebounds. In this past year, he averaged 23.3 points, 5.5 assists, and 4.7 rebounds. Which you can see he progressed kind of dramatically each and every year. And that's what you want out of any NBA player. But come to think about it, like when you have players like Christian Braun and I believe Michael Porter Jr. makes over $100 million. Like those players are good, but those players are role players that I wouldn't give $100+ million. And then Ayo Dosunmu, however you say that name, who plays for the Timberwolves, he just signed $100+ million deal as well with the Timberwolves. So I believe Austin Reaves is better than all of them as far as offensively. Now defensively, Austin Reaves is a liability, as well as Luka. So to have a backcourt that's defensive, or that's a defensive liability, and you're paying them over $300, $400 plus $1 million between the two, yeah, that's definitely not a recipe to be a winner. But I'm glad for Austin Reaves, because again, he deserved it, because he came from an undrafted rookie to being a star in the NBA. So that money is well deserved. And I see a lot of people was like, oh, well, he should take a discount, I guess, to try to build the team and try to bring other players in. But at the end of the day, we're not taking no discounts for nothing, especially for him putting in the work and his work basically paying off. Like, you're not taking any discounts for nothing or for nobody. That's like you working at a job and your job telling you to take a discount so we can bring somebody else in to work with you. Like, no, at the end of the day, I'm not taking no discounts. So I definitely respect the fact that Austin Reaves really didn't take any discount at all. So that's definitely a good thing. So here's Austin Reaves' career earnings. Of course, 2021, that's his rookie year. He signed a two-way deal, so nothing basically was guaranteed. 2021 through 2022, that's a 2-year, $2.4 million. So that's like an average of $1.2 million a year. So he exceeded that contract, and he re-signed in 2023 through 2026. He signed a 4-year, $53.8 million deal, which is like $13 million or $13.4 million each year. And of course, this year he signed the 2026 through 2029 4-year, $185 million deal, which is $46 million a year, which is a whole lot of money. So the breakdown on that contract is from 2026 to 2027, he'll get $41.2 million. 27 through 28, he'll get $44.5 million. 28 through 29, he'll get $47.8 million a year. And that last year is a player option where he'll get $51.1 million that year. That's a lot of money. Now here's Austin Reaves' reaction on the golf course to him signing the 4-year, $185 million deal. I don't blame him. Like, I would be doing all type of stuff, especially on the golf course. But I'm definitely happy for him. Now, for the 2026 NBA draft that concluded on yesterday, my winners and losers, let's start off with the first round. So, of course, we know A.J. Devanza from BYU went to the Washington Wizards, number 1. Darren Peterson went to the Utah Jazz at number 2. Cameron Boozer went to Memphis from Duke. The Chicago Bulls draft Caleb Wilson from North Carolina. The LA Clippers drafted Keaton Wagler from Illinois. The Brooklyn Nets drafted Michael Brown Jr. from Louisville. The Sacramento Kings drafted Darius Acuff Jr. from Arkansas. Atlanta Hawks drafted Kingston Flemings from Houston. The Dallas Mavericks drafted Morez Johnson Jr. from Michigan. And the Milwaukee Bucks drafted Braden Burries from Arizona. And that's the top 10. Like, you definitely see the whole first round right here. But my winners, I say the Washington Wizards definitely got a dog in A.J. Devanza. Like, A.J. Devanza, after watching some of his highlights and watching some of his games, he's definitely a star. And he's definitely going to flourish, especially being around Trae Young and Anthony Davis. Like, any other first round or first pick, they would have to go to the sorriest team and basically be the only one. So they would be basically put in the middle of like the sorriest team to where they would have to do everything. But in his case, he really doesn't have to do everything because he has like a lot of like rookies that's up and coming that they've drafted in previous years, as well as 2 veterans in Trae Young and Anthony Davis. So I'm definitely interested to see him flourish in Washington. I say this year, Washington should be at least a playoff team, at worst a play-in team, because they're in the East. So the East is always wide open. My next winner, I say, is the Utah Jazz. Like Darren Peterson, like I watched that Kansas and BYU game when they went head to head, And Darren Peterson, like, he didn't miss. Like, his shot was just so accurate. Like, it was insane. Like, he's definitely like a dog. Now, between him and AJ DeBansa, I think that Darren Peterson is the better player. But as far as with the Washington Wizards, I think AJ DeBansa is a better fit. I think both of them are stars and maybe superstars in the making. But I definitely think that the Washington Wizards did the right thing in drafting AJ DeBansa. But Darren Peterson with the Jazz, like just looking at that Jazz team, like they have a lot of young players that's up and coming to go along with Jaren Jackson Jr. I believe they're probably going to trade Lauri Markkanen, but that remains to be seen. But Ace Bailey and Darren Peterson, Isaiah Collier, I don't know if they're going to keep Walker Kessler, but like that's a team. Now, my thoughts, I think that they should probably get rid of Will Wade, who's the head coach, and get somebody more, I guess, experienced. I like Will Wade, but Will Wade isn't a good fit for that team. I think that team needs a more seasoned coach. So, to me, I think Jason Kidd would flourish there if they got him, but that remains to be seen. My other winner for the draft is, I would say, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Like, they got, let me see, I know they traded Okori from Stanford, and they got Bennett Stitz. I haven't really watched them play, but all of the highlights that I see, like, he looks like he's like a real good shooter. And I think eventually Cason Wallace won't be there too much longer. I don't know if he'll be if it'll be next season or the season coming up, but Cason Wallace definitely deserves to go somewhere and start. So I don't think he's going to be there much longer. So to have another guard like Bennett Stitz, who's definitely like a shooter, like that's definitely good. And to also add the center from Michigan, what's his name? Ede Mara. I think I'm saying that right. I think he's like 7'3" or whatever. I think that's definitely 7'3", 260. So I definitely think that's a good pickup as well. That's because they definitely, like, just watching them in the playoffs against the Spurs, like, Chet is good, but Chet couldn't really check Wemby. So you definitely need another center that's bigger to check Wemby, so Chet won't be using as much energy on the defensive end as he's using on the offensive end. So I definitely think that that's a good pickup. Isaiah Hartenstein was good, but he's like undersized. So like he has the size, but like just the height alone, like Wemby killed him. So like they definitely needed a center, and I think Mara being 7'3", 260, that's definitely gonna help them out. I know I seen a bunch of people after the series was like that. Oh, they need to trade Chet. No, you definitely don't need to trade Chet. Chet Holmgren. Chet is a good scorer, and he's definitely tall, but I don't think he's like his body size is the size to where he can check like the different centers, especially the good ones, especially like Wemby, because Wemby was just like abusing him. So I definitely think that the Thunder definitely was one of the winners in the draft as well. Let's see, one more winner. I also thought that let's see, the Boston Celtics. That's my last one. The The Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics are getting Chris Sanac Jr., who's a young center. Like, I watched some of his games at Houston. He's definitely going to be good for them. Because they already have, I forgot the center that they have right now, but he's good, but there's definitely room for improvement, or they definitely could get better. And I think Chris Sanac Jr., especially with him being so young, I know he was a freshman, so I don't even think he's even 20 years old yet. So for them to be able to get them, I was thinking that the Lakers was going to draft him, but of course the Lakers do Laker things in the draft and draft garbage as always. But that's another story for another day. Chris Sanac Jr., he's 6'11", 240. And he was a freshman at Houston. He's definitely a beast. So definitely my last one of that draft was the Celtics. And for my losers, I would say one of my losers would be the Dallas Mavericks. Like Morris Johnson Jr., he's good, or he's decent. I haven't really watched enough of him play. Like whenever I watched Michigan, it was either Yaxel or Ade Mara who like really got the shine. But I really didn't watch too much of him. But I guess Dallas sees something in him that I don't see. But I don't think that they drafted right, especially going before people like Yaxel, Ade. I think Nate Ament is gonna be decent. And I also think Jaden Quintonitz, however you say that, for the Spurs is going to be good too. So to draft him before those type of players, I don't think is good. My last loser, I would say, let's see, I would probably say the Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors drafted Austin Reaves from Santa Clara. I haven't watched any Santa Clara games. Santa Clara is not a team that's on TV much, but I think Toronto could have got a better player, especially with people going in the second round like Isaiah Evans, that I thought would be a first rounder, but would be like a bottom of the bunch first round. People like him, people like, I like Baba Miller. He was good. And then Malik Thomas, I thought like they definitely could have used somebody like that. So for them to draft Austin Reaves, hopefully he turns out to be good, but I haven't watched enough of him to even evaluate him to see if he's a right fit. But I think they should have drafted like a scoring guard or a scoring forward, a scoring small forward. So that's my other loser for the NBA draft. But tell me your thoughts in the comment section. Tell me if you think that if Austin Reaves deserves $185 million. And tell me your thoughts about the NBA draft 2026 that concluded yesterday.